James and Julie Betterman. I chose a name because they're better than everyone else. James and Julie Betterman. They're 56 to 63-year-old Caucasians. That's who my ideal, now I know we're not supposed to say that, but I know who my ideal client is. I know what their net worth is. I know what their hobbies are. I know where they're going to spend their money, and I'm going to show all of you where to find that information, and we're going to find it just like this. Now, Uncle Ben told Peter, with great power comes great responsibility. So I'm going to show you all some stuff. Don't y'all go share this stuff with the general public unless y'all want us to get our hands spanked, okay? So we're not going to do that. So another requirement to swim with sharks, a higher level of communication and negotiation skills. The most important, most valuable, most profitable skill in all of the world is communication. If I know everything, but if it stays within me, it is useless. How well do you communicate? Now, for some of us, we're going to say, not that well, I need to work on it. It's a skill that you can learn. It's not a talent. So do whatever it takes to increase your communication skills. How many of you in here are public speakers? Raise your hand. All right, hands down. How many of you ever leave your home? Hands down. How many of you speak to people when you're outside of your home? Hands down. When you're outside of your home, you're out in? So when you're speaking outside of your home, what are you doing? Public speaking. Many of us just aren't very good at it. Get good at public speaking. Have an intentional focus on working on your communication skills. I need all of us to be comfortable in two situations. One-on-one and then one-to-many. Different skill sets. But if you can effectively communicate one-on-one, like Donna and I, one-on-one, we had conversation. But then also one-to-many. If you can master one-on-one and one-to-many, your pockets are going to feel it. All right? Here's what I know right now. Do you all know what I'm doing right now? Guess. Nope. You want me to just tell you? You want me to tell you all right now? Right now, what I am doing is I am building my referral database right now. I am marketing right now. Instead of doing one-on-one conversation, guess what I'm doing? One-to-many. How long would it take for me to tell each and every one of you the market that I work in, how long I've been in the industry, what I specialize in, who my clientele are, right? So now I want you all to see there are no such things as accidents in this luxury niche. Start thinking, how can you get your message out to the right people as often as possible? One-to-many. If you can master one-to-many and then one-to-one, and it's not via social media. The people you're trying to reach, they are not on Instagram or TikTok. If you want to stay over there in the general admission line, Uncle Neal is here to tell you, TikTok, dance, do all day long, right? Work on your social media posts all day long. My clientele, the people that you all want to work with, they are not IG, TikTok, all right? Are we okay with that? So some of you are thinking up until now, man, I need to get this. No, you don't, all right? So next thing we want to do, negotiation. Has anyone here taken the real estate negotiation expert course? I need every single one of you to take the RENE course. And I don't care if you all get the certification designation. I don't care about none of that. RENE, Real Estate Negotiation Expert. Here's why I want you to take the RENE course. I need you to know what a good negotiation is versus a bad negotiation. Some of us think that we have great negotiation tactics and we're just being bullies. Some of us think that by laying down and rolling over that we're great negotiators and you're just being a wet napkin. I need us to understand what a good negotiation is versus bad and when that might change based on the individuals that we're working with, okay? So communication, negotiation, and then after that, to be a shark, you really have to have keen valuation skills. Keen value, the PSA, Pricing Strategies Advisor. Anyone taking that? I need you to know how to price properties. If you can communicate, negotiate, price properties, you're going to be better than almost every other professional in the industry. Communicate, negotiate, value. Here's how we're going to practice our valuing of properties. I want you all to go into the MLS. I want you to find a property that is under contract or has a signed contract, a pending sale, how we used to talk. I want you to find that online on the MLS. I want you to track that property between now and when it closes. When you go through, we're only doing a internet-based valuation. So there are going to be some things that we don't know. But I want you to do a POV, professional opinion of value, on a property that's currently under contract that would be a luxury property. And I want you to see where that property closes at. You should be very, very close. Now, there might be some things that we don't know about the property. It might be stigmatized. There might be a cash buyer that, like the next door neighbor. I need you to know, if the next door neighbor bought this property, what would it sell for? If an investor from out of the country bought this property, what would it sell for? Those are not the same prices. Do we understand? So that's how we practice our evaluation skills. If you want to get really good, start looking at different areas. Find the same type of property that's waterfront versus landlocked. What is that going to tell you? It's going to tell you the premium that buyers will pay for a waterfront property, depending on the type of waterfront. But this requires us to practice. Like Allen Iverson said, practice, practice, right? My son could possibly be the greatest basketball player the world has ever seen. But we'll never know because he doesn't like to practice. Never practiced a day in his life, but in his head, he's right there, right? Do we know realtors like that? Maybe we looked at him in the mirror. So after we know how to value property, so communication, negotiation, and then valuation or pricing properties. Look and act successful, and it might be different at different times, different locations. But do you look and act successful every time you leave the house? Here's what I will tell you. You never know. You never know when the opportunity is going to present itself. How many of you know these things called business after hours? These business networking events, and all of the guys, they go there with the shirts not the shirts unbuttoned. Maybe they do up here. I don't know. In Miami, we do. But their ties undone. And business after hours, when the time you sort of let your hair down. You all heard of casual Fridays? So here's what I'll tell you. I don't believe in casual Fridays because I don't believe in casual money. So when someone else lowers their standard, when they lower their standard, I don't even have to be better. If I just hold my standard, guess what happened? The gap widened. So this is my business after hours attire. This is my casual attire. Why? Because for me, now this is Neal. Put it in your pocket or put it in the trash. For me, I just know I never know when the next opportunity is going to come. So whatever you're comfortable with, but know that you're always being judged. Are we okay? All right. Here's what that look and act successful means. A couple of things. You must be well-groomed. Whatever well-groomed is for you is for you. I know my guys, we know that well-groomed used to be clean-shaven. For me, I love the idea of being clean-shaven. My wife would issue divorce papers if I shaved my beard. Right? She's made it perfectly clear. She says it's not happening, right? Pressed, clean clothes. How many of you like to iron? I love ironing. I love ironing because I know when I iron, it makes me more money. Straight up. In my marketplace in Miami, there are people who will wear the exact same thing I have on right now. It will be wrinkled. I will beat them before I open my mouth. Iron. Authenticity check every morning. Before I iron my shirt, I have an authenticity audit to see if I really am who I say I am. And here's what I mean by that. I have to decide if I'm going to iron my sleeves and the back of my shirt. Why? No one's ever going to see it. I'm not going to take my coat off. I don't care how hot it gets, if I sweat, whatever. I'm not taking my coat off here today. So I have to ask myself, am I really who I claim to be? This morning, guess what I had to ask? Am I ironing my sleeves and the back of my shirt? Right? So this is where I'm going to tell you these little things, these little deposits, these little decisions are going to make a huge difference. And then eye contact, and then finally, genuine personality? Do you have a genuine personality? Can you be you? We talked about that BS meter being finely tuned. You never get a second chance to make a... I didn't teach that to you. You know it, but have we forgotten it, right? Do we think, well, I'm going to wait until I get into an environment when there are affluent individuals or successful individuals? We don't want to miss that opportunity. Demonstrate professionalism and competence. That's another requirement to swim with sharks. Can you demonstrate professionalism and competence in the way you speak, in what you know versus what you don't? Can't be intimidated by money, power, or fame. We cannot be intimidated by money, power, or fame. This next one, be ethical. We talked about in these circles, many of them know each other. How ethical are you? And I'm not talking about just walking the line of the code of ethics, right? Are you an ethical individual or not? And I'm not telling you to be an ethical person because NAR requires it. I'm telling you to be ethical because it's profitable. Being a good person just makes good financial sense, all right? Focus on quality in every area of your business. So we're going to look at, well, before I talk about quality, let me go to this. There are 4 R's. There are 4 R's that if you're going to really thrive in the luxury realm that you must have. 4 R's, the letter R. The first one is be ready, ready. Right now, are you ready if someone came in here and said, Neal, or insert your name here, I want to market my property, a $6 million property for sale right now. Are you ready for a marketing consultation? The first R, which means, can you use RPR Mobile? Can you go through and have an intelligent conversation? Do you know where to get information depending on the property or the location where they're looking, right? Are you ready? If you are not ready for buyer, seller, investor, whatever it is, you're not ready for business. So always be ready. The next R is going to be resilient. Be resilient. I don't know if you all know this, but we are in an industry that takes us up and down, will almost throw us off the roller coaster. Have you all had that experience? So we want to be ready, but we also want to be resilient. So one thing that I'm always telling my clients is, my job is to help you enjoy the highs. I'm going to endure the lows. I want you, when we're at the peak, I'm going to say, go, go, go. When we're in the valley, I'm going to say, follow me. We're going to get back to a peak, right? So be resilient. The next R, resourceful. How resourceful are you? I don't know everything. I don't know everyone, but I do have a friend called Google, and I am very resourceful. So if I have a question about loans, who do y'all think I'm going to call? Trevor. If I have currency exchange or need some money questions, who am I calling? Robin. I don't have to know everything. I just have to be resourceful enough. That's why I say, get their numbers, put them in your phones. You're going to panic and have you might just put currency exchange next to their name. You might just put lender next to their name in your phone. Don't be so smart that you think you're going to remember their name. Next to my emergency people, I have 911. So if I do a search for 911, about 7 people are going to come up. And so it's going to be my lender, my title, Money Corp. And so I just know that I'm not smart enough to, I just saw her. We're not doing that. So be resourceful. And then the last R is be remembered. You want to be remembered because this is what's going to lead to that referral business. Be remembered. And here's where another controversial statement. I don't want you to be remembered because of the color hat you wear, or because you take photos with your dog in all of your marketing, or you have a little duck in your photos. I want you to be remembered for world-class service. Now, here's the challenge with being remembered for world-class service. World-class service is going to change depending on who you're serving. So some of your clientele or customers are going to think you deliver world-class service simply because you did X. It might be something totally different for someone else. All right. We're going to go for 3 more minutes, and then we're going to take a break. All right. We're going to go 3 minutes, and this time we are going to have a hard 7-minute stop. So we're gonna go for 3 more minutes, then we're gonna have a hard 7-minute stop. So now we talk about ready, resilient, resourceful. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. La, 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 la. Is that better? So we're gonna stick with this, okay? All right. See, look, I'm answering questions that you all hadn't even posed to me, but I did realize there was an issue. So ready, resilient, resourceful, and remembered. So here's how we're going to be remembered. Focus on quality service in every step of your transaction or your business. Here's my question. When was the last time you practiced your handshake? What? Do you know that there is a such thing as a perfect handshake? There is a such thing as a perfect handshake. If you don't know what it is, go back and practice, right? When we focus on excellence and quality in every part of our business, how good is your voicemail? The message that you have. If everyone go ahead and say ouch right now. Nope, say ouch like it hurt, because I'm going to hit some of you right now. I know we might have debtors and we might have collection agencies call us. If your voicemail does not have your name on your voicemail in your voice, you are not operating in excellence right now. If your voicemail, if your message says you've reached 954-892, I am not going to hire you as an affluent individual. For me, I want discretion. I want to live my life in secret. I need to know who I'm talking to. So for instance, my voicemail, it's a great day at World Renowned Real Estate. You've reached Neal Oates. I'm currently exceeding the expectations of clients. Please leave a name and number. I'll be happy to return your call either between 11 and 12 o'clock or 2:30 and 3 o'clock p.m. It feels different. I'm setting that expectation. I'm telling them when I'm going to call them back. I'm telling them that I'm currently exceeding expectations of clients. Now, that's not my verbiage. I stole that from a guy who said I could have it, so I guess I borrowed it, right? But these small things. In your marketing consultation, oh no, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break because this is going to be, we're gonna finish up with some fantastic stuff that's gonna make you all more money. So let's do this. Let's do 7 minutes from right now. I will be up here at the front if you all have any questions, and go. Okay, so here's where we're talking about this idea of excellence and quality in every area of your business. One area, how many of you are still giving out like MLS client view sheets, printouts when you go on your showings? Are we? I am as well. Okay, so here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Do not print anything that you're going to give to anyone else. Do not print anything that you're going to give to another human being. Do not print it on regular paper. We want to print it on resume paper. Trista, are we doing this yet? Linen resume paper, the paper that has the cotton or the linen in it. We want to do that. Why? Because when you feel resume paper, it connotes a different quality, right? And typically we want to print it, how, Trista? Upside down. So on resume paper, you're going to see the way they want you to print. They want you to print so that you can see the textured side when you read it. That is not how we want to print it. We want to print it so that the textured side, the linen, the cotton, is on the back side. Why? When we hold paper, 4 of our fingers are on what side of the paper? The back. This right here, we can use this trash paper all day, every day in the office for our purposes. We are never going to use this when we give a professional opinion of value, MLS client sheets for showings, if you're printing something for open houses, if you're not going to have it printed outside of your office, we're going to use resume paper. If I can feel the attention that you put into a printed sheet that I'm probably going to throw away, I believe that you are a person of value. If you value paper, I know you're going to value me as a person. Small things. Big differences. Are we okay there? Next, is anyone here using a pre-marketing book? Any pre-marketing books when we talk about the listing side or the marketing side of business? So here's what I'm going to I'm not going to encourage you. I don't tell people that what they should do. My mentor said, what if you use a hardbound pre-marketing book? So I am going to show a video here as I am talking, and all the video is a YouTube of my pre-marketing book that I have used for a number of years. I muted the audio, but all this is, you can see at the top here, let's see if we go, all right. If we go here at the top, you all see Peekaboo. Now, this is, are you all familiar with Peekaboo? They're the same as Shutterfly. It's a book. Now, I also heard there's a adult site called Peekaboo. I'm not indoor. See, some of you are like, Peekaboo, and you looked up. Hey, I saw you. The rest of the room didn't see you, but I saw you. So all this is, it's a photo album. And in the photo album, this is nothing but a brag book, right? If you put something on paper and bind it, all of a sudden it's official. So in my brag book, in my pre-marketing book, you'll see some things. It's thanking the people right up front for the opportunity to market their home, right? So this is what they're receiving as soon as someone raises their hand, goes online, or says they're interested in me marketing their home or selling their home. Do you all see professionally marketing homes to the world and getting them what? Sold. So I am using this. It's in print. I'm telling them about my initial consultation. I do a 2-part marketing consultation. Initial consultation, and then it's going to come back for the second visit. I'm telling them exactly how I'm going to operate. So now when I do this, what happens? They're going to say, things are going exactly as he told us they would go. So I do a pricing committee. I have a pricing committee. And so all of this stuff here, but they are going to receive this via my courier service. How many of you have a courier service? All of us do. It's called Uber. You all know Uber delivers everything now. So I was using Uber Delivers before Uber delivery was a real thing. I was just paying the Uber driver an extra 15 bucks to just drop it off at the door, right? So we have to get creative. This talks about the second appointment. And now once again, this is nothing but a photo album. My photos that I took here, I just took a DSLR camera to one of the new development units, and they were like, hey, take photos, promote. I took photos, I just use them in a different way. You might use Adobe Express or Canva to grab your photos from. However you want to do it, go right ahead. But when they receive this, within 24 hours of contacting me to market their home, this is just in a black box from Michael's with an initial seller letter that I customize. They're receiving this via courier with my color ribbon, my company color ribbon on the box. What does that tell them? That tells them that this guy right here has done this before. Now, each book costs about 24 bucks, right? So I'm just purchasing a few dozen of these at a time. I'm putting my money back into my business, but now this tells them the quality. If I would do this before there's any commitment for them to market their home with me, everyone is going to get one of these. So I know, and it talks about the pricing process. Remember, all of the questions that they could have, I already know what the rebuttal is going to be. I know what their concern is. They want to know how I'm going to